All right, what's good, y'all? This is your man, RLnash, and today we are going to be checking out a video by Rap Lore called "Why Hip Hop Never Respected Introducing Kanye West." Let's see what he talking about, man. I'm curious. I'm curious. Never know. That's for the thumbnail right there, just in case. Let's pop in. Let's see. Oh, this is not the right thing. See, this is all the Pokemon shit. No, some other shit on here. There we go. All right.
Million records sold, 24. Was Kanye secretly hiding his love for Nazis the whole time?
Usually the things that I like the most are controversial to other people.
Kanye West was once seen as hip-hop's greatest creative genius. With over 160 million records sold, 24 Grammy Awards, and years of critical acclaim, Kanye really was one of the biggest phenomenons in the history of the music industry. But in the last couple years, Ye has sabotaged his own legacy, alienated himself from his closest peers, and driven himself to the brink of disaster.
When was Jeezy one of this nigga's closest peers? I guess.
After being seen as one of the most influential forces in the rap game, Ye is now more alone than ever. But what if I told you Kanye's dark side may have been in plain sight all along, but nobody realized it? That's why we're doing a full breakdown on how Kanye West lost hip-hop's respect and destroyed his own legacy. How did Kanye's outrageous antics turn him into the media's...
I get the George Bush chase black people thing. Definitely was a huge moment, and I was pretty young, so maybe I don't, but this right here is when I really saw people start hating this nigga, bro.
Public enemy number one, what public crash out turned his longtime friend Jay-Z against him, and why did 3 separate presidents all hate Ye? We've even compiled a full breakdown on how Kanye went from the wealthiest black man in history to losing billion-dollar deals with the biggest corporations on the planet. Did Ye burn bridges so he could keep his freedom?
How the fuck that nigga has 6.6 billion?
Or is it because he's spiraling? Finally, we're gonna take a closer look at those reports that Kanye's actually been a secret Hitler fan going back decades. I'm talking from the very beginning of his career. How did Nazi Kanye become one of the industry's biggest open secrets? And was he fooling his fans the whole time?
Actually spoke from the heart, and then a lot of people say he seems kind of cocky, he seems kind of arrogant, because I'll be mad because so many people diss me, and then like I sold all these records, so I was just like a sore winner.
The thing you gotta remember is that Kanye's always been doing crazy shit. From the very start, before he was ever famous, Ye was always pulling stunts to get people to notice him. When he was an in-house producer for Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records, Kanye would literally storm the offices with a camera crew and force the staff to listen to his music.
This is the thing, bro. When you know, Dame seemed to be who really cultivated Kanye a little bit more. Jay seemed to be like, when he left and went to Def Jam and Rockefeller folded, it seemed as if like Jay-Z just took Kanye with him. But it seemed like Kanye learned a lot of fucking shit from Dame Dash, because Kanye West and Dame Dash act so much alike. It's crazy, bro. Like, look at them niggas next to each other sometimes. And especially in the fall that they've had, both of them have had. That's probably what made Kanye realize that shit when he was seeing Dame Dash, toothless, running his mouth, looking like a fool, with your pants on the ground.
What do you mean by that?
In fact, most rappers didn't take Kanye's rap career seriously. One former rapper named Hot Carl described how people would get flat out annoyed when Ye would try to play his music, and that a lot of his peers considered him too eager and too dorky to take seriously. What they didn't realize was that Kanye was on his way to becoming the biggest star of his generation. His debut album, The College Dropout, sold 441,000 copies in its first week and won a Grammy for the best rap album. But even then, Kanye felt like the industry was still trying to play him. When the American Music Awards did not give Kanye the Best New Artist trophy in 2004, Kanye reportedly stormed out of the ceremony and was quoted saying, "I'm the best new artist of the year, I was definitely robbed, and I refuse to give any politically correct ass comment. I was the best new artist. Ye was somebody who believed in his own greatness,
What
but he
year
also
was it?
refused.
Hold up, my
But he
bad, my
also
bad.
who believed in his obviously correct. Definitely robbed the ceremony and was quoted saying, "I'm the best new artist." Kanye the Best New Artist trophy in 2004. Kanye reportedly stormed out of the
American Music
ceremony
Awards,
and was quoted saying, "I'm the best new artist of the year. I was definitely
2004.
robbed, and I refuse to give any politically correct ass comment. I was the best new artist." Ye was somebody who believed in his own greatness, but he also refused to say anything with a filter. And that sometimes got.
Let's see. Um, 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 um. Hold up, real quick. 1 second. I just didn't want to keep going. 1 second. Let's see. Okay. This this be the issue, and the this be the point about Kanye West is he was right and wrong. Maybe right though. Because who the fuck is Gretchen Wilson? Who is that? Who is Gretchen Wilson, bro? Oh, my bad. Never mind. That's Effervescence. Okay. That's tough. But then it's Maroon 5 is the other nominee. Yeah, you know what? Let me shut the fuck up real quick. Cause that is the year that Wake Me Up came out, right? That's the right. Am I not? Hold up. Ain't that the No, I don't think I'm right about that one. No, yeah, I am. Wake me up. Wake me up inside.
Robinhood Gold offers one of the high.
Gotta wake up. Yeah, I'm right about that. Right? I think. They said it's about her now husband. Nigga in the group. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yes. That song is the Through the Wire. Is that the song that is going against? And then Maroon 5 is gonna be This Love, right? This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before. No, that came out 2002. Maybe it ain't pop off until like 2004 or something. I'm not sure. That's weird. Because Effervescence, this song came out in. When did this song come out? Hold up real quick. Yeah, April 8th, 2004. So what the fuck did Maroon 5 have? It had to been This Love because that was their first single, right? Maroon 5's first single, Harder to Breathe. And that came out in 2002. Huh? Oh, because these were all off songs about Jane. Okay. Yeah. It don't make sense that Maroon 5 was in this category with them, to be honest with you. No, she's bro. No, I just said all of that. She's not in Effervescence. Effervescence won brand new artist that year. She won favorite new breakout artist. What the hell? What type of bullshit ass ticky tack ass awards is these? Hold up. Now I gotta do some more research. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now we got it. Sorry about that, y'all. I fucked up. That's my fault. Let's see. So we got country artist, soul artist. What the hell? New artist. Here we go. No, I am right. So who is Gretchen Wilson? Who is that? I thought Gretchen Wilson was in Effervescence. She's not. Bro, who is Gretchen Wilson? So now we right back to square one again. Kanye right. There ain't no way he lost to Gretchen Wilson. No. If I'm Kanye, I'm pissed too. Ain't no way. Ain't no motherfucking way I make a song about me almost dying in a car crash and y'all make Redneck Woman Bro, her biggest song is from 2004. It's called Redneck Woman. What the fuck is we talking about? I thought this was the bitch from Effervescence. Turns out, no. I'm wrong. I'm stupid. I don't know music. That's fine. But goddamn, who the fuck is Gretchen Wilson? Everybody know who Kanye West is. Don't nobody know who no fucking Gretchen Wilson is. No offense. But take offense.
Got him into some trouble. In 2005, Kanye went rogue during a telethon that was raising money for the victims of Hurricane Katrina. There was a lot of criticism that President George Bush and his administration weren't doing enough to help the people of New Orleans, a predominantly black city that was absolutely demolished by the storm. But Ye was the first celebrity to stand up and say something about it.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Kanye's comments triggered.
That nigga Michael Myers said. And then they went to Chris Tucker next. Chris Tucker said, over 30,000. Like, bro, that shit was one of the craziest. Well, hold up, let's go look at that shit real quick.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business.
With the breach of 3 levees protecting New Orleans, the landscape of the city has changed dramatically, tragically.
First off, the quality, crazy.
And perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. You see a black family, it says they're looting. You see a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know, there's been 5...
Bro, you hear him take an audible gulp, pause,
What do you
and start talking, G.
They portray us
streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us.
He wasn't sure if you, man. Kanye probably in like 26, maybe even younger at this point.
If you see a black family, it says they're looting. You see a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know, it's been 5 days because most of the people are black And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give, and just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, this is Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a
Look
lot
at
of
this
the people
nigga.
that could help.
Why did they keep the this the one thing about it that I'm more confused about the most. Why did they keep the camera on him for so long?
At war right now, fighting another.
Michael
way,
Myers
and
had something else he was supposed to say.
Permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating.
How the fuck you gonna keep on talking like a...
Is the lasting damage to
Oh
the
my
survivors
God,
who
bro.
rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Look at Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker said, dog, what the fuck?
In the past few days, America and people have been stepping up.
Bro, this not funny. It's not funny. I remember when Katrina happened, it was a fucked up ass time in America. But bro, this nigga Kanye West.
Was Kanye secretly hiding his love
That
for
nigga
Nazis
said,
the whole time?
Usually the
you
things
know
that
what? Let's double down.
Kanye's comments triggered fierce backlash, including
Let's
from
double
President
down.
Bush himself.
I didn't appreciate it then, and I don't appreciate it now. It's one thing to say, you know, I don't appreciate the way he's handled his business. It's another thing to say this man's a racist. I resent it. It's not true.
And in 2009, Ye was damn near canceled before being canceled was even a thing. At the MTV Video Music Awards, Kanye ran on stage when Taylor Swift won the Best Female Video trophy instead of Beyonce.
Beyonce had the best music video of all time.
Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Oh my God.
You haven't listened.
She said, oh my
You
God.
tuck your hands, and then you go digging.
And a lot of people didn't realize this low-key almost ruined Kanye's career. His music was yanked off the radio, and other celebrities condemned him, and his joint tour with Lady Gaga was canceled. Footage even leaked of President Barack Obama calling him a jackass.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing up there? He's a jackass.
It's kind of wild that Kanye has multiple presidents responding to him. But the Taylor Swift situation put Kanye's back against the wall, and he was forced to apologize.
Maze in his head, Kanye was a crazy Kanye. I can't lie.
Repeatedly for his behavior.
He got a
and when you
maze
really
in his
think
head.
about it, this is one of the biggest turning points of Ye's career. Ye had always been unapologetic and over the top, but the media painted him as the ultimate bad guy after he interrupted Taylor. Kanye hated the way he was treated so much that he disavowed one of his most beloved albums, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which he released immediately after the Taylor Swift controversy. Even though some critics have ranked it as one of the best albums ever made, Kanye feels differently. Quote, Dark Fantasy was my long backhanded apology. You know how people give a backhanded compliment? It was a backhanded apology. It was like all these raps, all these sonic acrobats. I was like, let me show you guys what I can do, and please accept me back. You want to have me on your shelves.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Dark Twisted Fantasy, when the film dropped, first off, that was like the first time I probably ever saw Salida E. Banks. Fire. Round of applause for her. But Runaway. Like, Runaway, it is a dope song. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put it down now. But when I heard that for the first time over that video of him running, bro, it was, that was a time in music. I'm gonna tell you that. Fuck, I sound old. Damn.
After all that controversy, Kanye made sure that he was never going to say sorry again.
Everybody says, who does he think he is? I
I'm
just
God.
told you who I
I'm
thought
a
I
God.
was. A God.
I'm a god.
I just told you. That's who I think I am.
It didn't take long for people to notice that Kanye's music was becoming way darker. Ye's early music was much brighter. It had soul samples, uplifting lyrics, and a lot of it was pretty inspirational. But after being branded public enemy #1 in the media, Ye's public image started to change. His 2013 album Yeezus was way more aggressive and experimental than anything he'd made before, and when it dropped,
to me, that's his worst album. His worst album is definitely not Dark Twisted Fantasy. Yeezus is his worst album.
It was the
well, at that time. Now it's some of this other bullshit he been putting out.
lowest selling album in Ye's catalog. He became more confrontational in interviews, crashing out when people didn't agree with him.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
But 2016 was the year that
what
almost
that nigga
broke
say? I will say Sway had the answers.
The rollout to his album, The Life of Pablo, was extremely chaotic, with Ye previewing and redoing the track list in real time. His then wife, Kim Kardashian, was brutally robbed in Paris during a $6 million jewelry heist. The pressure of fame was catching up to Kanye, and he started having full-fledged meltdowns during his St. Pablo tour that year. During one show, Kanye told the crowd he wished he voted for President Trump, and his own fans started to boo and throw things at him.
I told y'all I didn't vote, right? But I didn't tell you. I guess I told you. But if I would have voted, I would have voted on Trump.
And on another tour stop, Kanye only performed 3 songs before going on a rant where he criticized Beyonce and begged Jay-Z to not have him unalived.
Jay-Z called me, bro. You still ain't called me. Jay-Z called me. Hey, bro, Jay-Z, I know you got this. Please don't send him out my head. Just call me. Talk to me like a man.
And after he was done ranting, Kanye just walked off the stage and left the crowd hanging. He abandoned the tour completely.
That nigga had a mental breakdown. That is literally psychosis happening.
Snoop Dogg responded to Kanye's rant by laughing it off and basically implied that Ye was on drugs.
I smoke weed. Don't make you do that. What the fuck is he on?
Just days later, Ye was forced into the hospital for a psych evaluation, and fans began to realize that there might be something seriously wrong with his mental health. But when Kanye got out of
that nigga got chronic traumatic encephalitis. You know what that is? CTE. The nigga got into one of the most horrific car crashes and lived. Bro, niggas get CTE from playing football. The nigga got CTE. Him and Antonio Brown act just alike, bro. Literally, they act just alike.
The hospital, he stood by his endorsement of Donald Trump, even though most rappers were vocally against him. Kanye's support of President Trump became a huge dividing line between him and the rest of the hip-hop community. In fact, Ye's own fans began turning on him, arguing that Kanye's love for Trump was against what made them love his music in the first place. But Ye didn't back down. You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He's my brother. Kanye West.
That's what Charlie Sheen shit right there. We are both dragon blood. We're from the bloods of dragon. That nigga said tiger blood. Winning.
Essentially became President Trump's most high-profile and famous celebrity supporter.
It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman.
But Ye's behavior also became way more chaotic. Kanye didn't just double down on supporting the president.
How was he wearing the same outfit though everywhere, bro?
He seemed obsessed with letting the whole world know just how much he loved him. He low-key hijacked a Saturday Night Live episode to go on a rant about how the producers bullied him over his Trump support.
There's so many times I talk to
they cut this shit. Look at bro, this nigga Cuddy back there so fucking.
How could you like Trump? He's racist. Well,
look at him. Look at him.
I would have moved out of America a long time ago.
Ye was saying other out-of-pocket shit too. In 2018, he went on TMZ and ranted about how slavery was a choice, which triggered massive backlash and got his music yanked off the radio again.
I can't lie. That was one of the toughest watches I have ever seen in my life, bro. Anybody who knows me knows. Graduation is my #1 favorite album. Favorite hip-hop album of all time, bro. I'm not this super duper Kanye fan, never have been, but bro, as a musician, I've always given him the utmost because of just how brilliant he is. Nigga, seeing that nigga say slavery lasted 400 years, that sounded like a choice to me. And the way he looked, like, gotcha. You know his meme, gotcha. It's like, bro, no. You taking away from the detriment of what could have happened to the reason why we're here today, unfortunately and fortunately, is because those slaves didn't do that. Because they could have just killed everybody, bro. They didn't have to keep us around. They weren't just going to let us free. Them people withstood, said, we deserve the same inalienable rights that y'all are speaking about to each other. And I get it. As black folks, we are not treated equal still sometimes. 100%. But we do happen to be in America in one of the best times that you can be in America. I'm not trying to say everything is okay. I'm not trying to say politically things are right. But it is a fact that 70 years ago in this country, black people couldn't vote, gay people couldn't marry each other, and women had no rights. So I understand it's not ideal, but it's better. That's all I'm going to say on that.
You hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
And it didn't take long for other artists to start speaking out against him. On his song False Prophets, J. Cole acknowledged that Kanye was once a hero, but that his out-of-control narcissism and clout chasing had turned him into a shell of his former self.
He's falling apart, but we deny it. Justifying a half he drop, we always buy it.
Meanwhile, Nipsey Hussle performed his song Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. in front of a picture of Kanye West wearing a Make America Great Again hat. And Jeezy responded to Kanye's antics on the song MLK Boulevard by saying Kanye must be, well, sniffing yay.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Kanye's longtime
That's a stretch.
Kanye's longtime collaborator.
That's a stretch.
Kanye must be, well, sniffing yay.
Hey, sometimes these cats be stretched like that. These type of videos, and like when people be trying to make those movie, what is it, symbolism type videos, like, and that meant I be like, nah, that you nigga, you goddamn Mr. Fantastic. That's a stretch. That's a motherfucking stretch. That don't seem like no diss to Kanye right there.
Kanye's longtime collaborator and label president Pusha T also spoke out that he didn't agree with Ye's politics.
The prison reform thing is so near and dear to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I know we can't even tackle with Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, there's nothing that I even want to hear in regards to a point of view, anything.
This nigga a little weasel. He a weasel, bro.
I'm cool. We're at a loss already.
Kanye was alienating himself from the rest of the rap game, and it wasn't just his politics that people had a problem with. His behavior had become so unpredictable that it was clearly beginning to
I feel like
bleed
that
into
is
his
what
business.
made Van
Ye became less
Lathan.
concerned
I know
with
Van
making
Lathan had his
music
own
and
thing
more
going
concerned
on,
with
but I feel
seizing
like
the
that's what
spotlight.
made
He
Van
launched a
Lathan
failed campaign for
be able to
president in
come his
2020
own
and
entity.
complained that artists signed to his label like Pusha and Big Sean didn't support him. It's almost like Kanye was demanding complete and total loyalty from everyone around him.
Y'all saw what he said about Big Sean when he said, I wasn't who signed Big Sean. And then Nori and them was like, yeah. He like, no, I had to deal with this bullshit ass, weak ass nigga. And then that nigga Big Sean went up there and he was like, bro, y'all let this nigga sit here and talk about me and don't even realize this nigga owed me $6 million. I was like, shit.
either had to support everything he was doing or you were useless to him. And as you could imagine, Kanye's inner circle started to shrink. His marriage to Kim Kardashian imploded and ended in divorce, and artists that used to work with him denounced him. Even Trump seemed to stop rocking with him after Kanye reportedly told him that he should become Kanye's vice president instead. And if you know Trump, he did not like that. Kanye was becoming more alienated than ever, but his lucrative partnerships with blue chip brands like Adidas and Gap turned him into a billionaire. By 2021, Ye's net worth topped $6.6 billion, turning him into the richest black man in American history.
That's
crazy. The thing about it, me and Adidas, it's like, I could literally say anti-Semitic shit and they can't drop me.
But one year later, it all came crashing down. In October of 2022, Kanye popped up at Paris Fashion Week with right-wing commentator Candace Owens, where he made headlines for wearing a custom-made White Lives Matter t-shirt. He doubled down that same month by posting, "I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people," on X. And while Kanye had spent years saying crazy shit and getting away with it,
I don't get the Candace Owens hype. I don't get the Candace Owens hype. This is literally a woman who sued the college that she went to for racism and won, but then said racism doesn't exist in America. How? Where are we? Bro, where have we reached in this society that we're literally putting on makeup just to go outside and deal with people who literally don't like people who look like you? That doesn't make sense. I've never seen her natural hair state one time. She talks about all this other stuff, but then she, you know what? Let me stop.
his business partners in corporate America agreed that he had taken it way too far. Ye was dropped from pretty much every single partnership that he had. Balenciaga, Adidas, The Gap, CAA, Universal Music Group. Overnight, his net worth was pretty much liquidated, costing him literal billions. And yet again, Kanye responded by going further off the deep end. He declared his love for Adolf Hitler and went full Nazi. Diddy even spoke out about begging Kanye to reconsider his White Lives Matter stance. Kanye responded by posting the text between him and Diddy online and wrote,
"Nigga, send me an address. Let's stop playing these internet games and don't feel threatened. You'll be fine. Just love. This ain't a game. I'ma use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you call me that no one can threaten or Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. If I sent my friend a text message and I said, hey, bro, you on bullshit. I'm pulling up to the crib and he sent me this back, I'm never speaking to the nigga again. Out of pure self-preservation. That nigga's about to murder somebody. This is the text message of a murderer. Now go on get you some business. You ended with, I told you this was war, now go on get you some business. If anybody tell me that, I don't give a fuck what you said before that. I'm cool. You know what? I do need to go and get me some business. Away the fuck from you.
quote, I'm gonna use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence
also,
me.
That's a run-on sentence.
I told you this was war. Now go get you some business. And the fact that Diddy was the voice of reason in the situation is beyond crazy. The thing is, even when Kanye entered his Nazi era, the rap game didn't fully abandon him. For years, Ye was celebrated as one of hip-hop's biggest icons, and a lot of rappers couldn't let go of the so-called old Kanye. His comeback project with Ty Dolla $ign, Vulture's Warren, dropped in 2024 and showed that Ye still had staying power among fans.
But I don't like this either, bro. I don't like the way that he used his wife as like, that shit kind of weird to me, bro. Honestly, like, I know that's weird to everybody, and I'm not one to speak out about, you know, too much about relationships and what people do, but you using your wife as like a sex symbol prop. I'm saying if she really is happy, cool. But God, leave that shit crazy.
Not only did the album debut at #1, but his song Carnival made history. Kanye became the first rapper ever to reach #1 across 3 different decades.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do whatever you want.
Even though Kanye was literally running around in interviews saying, "I love Hitler," people still rocked with his music and wanted to give him a chance. But Ye managed to fuck that up too. When Ty Dolla $ign posted that he denounced hate speech, Kanye went scorched earth on him and declared him yet another op.
You letting these put words in your mouth. You put up word by word Jewish vernacular. My thing is we could sit and talk it out.
See, this could only be DJ Academics. This could only be DJ Academics. That nigga don't understand that he is a pawn for every big artist in the industry, bro. He's such a fucking loser. Everything that Joe Budden said about this nigga is so true. And he make money and he's still a fucking loser, bro. That shit crazy to me. How as a black man do you see another black man put on a motherfucking Klan's robe in front of you and you stay around and you watch it? You know why? Because them two niggas is trying to attract the same audience. These young white kids who be listening to shit like 6ix9ine and that they be like, oh yeah, fuck the street code, fuck the hood code, fuck the hip hop code. You know what? Fuck it. But stop bringing that shit back. Stop trying to come back. And you know what? I was giving Kanye, we gonna get to that later.
I know they on your head, but you don't got to denounce me. Period.
Keeping it real, it's almost like you can never win with Kanye. Even when he's at rock bottom, he still crashes out on people who work with him.
Where the swastika, nigga? Where's the swastika? Hell Hitler, nigga.
Most people seem to agree that Kanye West is too far gone to ever make a comeback. While Ye's continued to drop new music, everyone universally agrees that most of his new shit is absolute trash. Besides using AI vocals, Ye's most recent go-to ghostwriter, Dave Blunts, recently accused Kanye of, quote, him.
Kanye West, he made me diss the Jews. I'm speaking out, this shit's my truth.
That nigga is ass, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm so sick and tired of being
The truth is, Ye burnt so many bridges and turned so many people off that hip-hop has truly lost all respect for him. When you look at the beginning of Kanye's career and listen to iconic albums like The College Dropout or Graduation, there's none of that positivity and energy left in his new music. Now Kanye is dropping songs literally titled Hail Hitler and Hitler, Ye, and Jesus. But what if Kanye was actually always this way and he was just fooling fans the whole time? As I mentioned, Ye's antics have always been a part of his persona. He's always done the absolute most to get attention and speak his mind. But recent reports have surfaced that Kanye has allegedly been an undercover Nazi fan for decades. In fact, Kanye's admiration for Hitler has been a, quote, open secret in the music industry, according to Rolling Stone magazine. Back when he was recording The College Dropout, Kanye would reportedly draw inspiration from Nazi propaganda and would crash out on anybody who didn't agree with him. The ugly truth is that Kanye West may have manipulated everyone for years, from other rappers to his diehard fans. While he reportedly covered up his Nazi obsession way back when, it seems like he couldn't keep it under wraps any longer. And that, mixed with everything else we talked about in this video, is why the rap game no longer respects him.
Hey,
Meet Max.
Shout out Rap Lord for another dope video. As always, we be doing this thing. Hold up, let me see something if I can find this real quick. Alright. So now we're gonna read the Kanye West apology that just came out recently. Let's see. Damn, why the fuck? Here we go. Bro, writers are so terrible. They don't want to just post up. Okay. They keep putting on he wrote. Niggas, stop fucking trying to take credit for some shit you didn't even fucking write, bastard. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So it says, to those I've heard, 25 years ago, I was in a car accident and broke my jaw, and it caused an injury in my right frontal lobe of my brain, CTE. At the time, the focus was on the visible damage, the fracture, the swelling, and the immediate physical trauma. The deeper injury is the one inside my skull that went unnoticed. Comprehensive scans were not done, neurological exams were limited, and the possibility of frontal lobe injury was never raised. I wasn't properly diagnosed until 2023. The medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. Bipolar disorder comes with its own defense system, denial. When you're manic, you don't think you're sick. You think everyone is overreacting. You feel like you're seeing the world more clearly than ever, when in reality, you're losing your grip entirely. Once people labeled me as crazy, you feel as if you cannot contribute anything meaningful to the world. It's easy for people to joke and laugh it off, and when in fact, this is a very serious, debilitating disease you can die from. According to the WHO and Cambridge University, people with bipolar disorder have a life expectancy that is shortened from 10 to 15 years on average, and a 2 to 3 times higher all-cause mortality rate in general populations. This is on par with severe heart disease, type 1 diabetes, HIV, and cancer, all lethal and fatal if left untreated. The scariest thing about the disorder is how persuasive it is when it tells you you don't need help. It makes you blind, but convinced you have insight. You feel powerful, certain, and unstoppable. I lost touch with reality. Things got worse, and the longer I ignored the problem, I said and did things I deeply regret. Some people I loved the most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and the exhaustion of trying to love someone who was, at the time, unrecognizable. Looking back, I became detached from my true self. In that fractured state, I gravitated towards the most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika, and even sold t-shirts bearing it. One of the difficult aspects of having bipolar type 1 are the disconnected moments, many of which I still cannot recall, that led to the poor judgment and reckless behavior that over time feels like an out of body experience. I regret and am deeply mortified by the actions in that state, and I am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though I am not a Nazi or an anti Semite. I love Jewish people. To the black community, which held me down through all the highs and lows and darkest times, the black community is unquestionably the foundation of who I am. I am sorry to have let you down. I love us. In early 2025, I fell into a 4-month-long manic episode of psychotic, paranoid, and impulsive behavior that destroyed my life. As the situation became increasingly unsustainable, there were times I didn't want to be here anymore. Having bipolar disorder is not a state of constant mental illness. When you go into a manic episode, you are ill at that point. When you are not in an episode, you are completely normal. And that's when the wreckage from the illness hits the hardest. Hitting rock bottom a few months ago, my wife encouraged me to finally get help. I have found comfort in Reddit forums of all places. Different people speak of being manic or depressive episodes of a similar nature. I read these stories and realize that I was not alone. It's not just me who ruins their entire life once a year despite taking meds every day and being told by the so-called best doctors in the world that I am not bipolar but merely experiencing symptoms of autism. Okay, whoa. My words as a leader in my community have global impact and influence. In my mania, I lost complete insight of that. as I find my new baseline and new center through the effective regimen of medication, therapy, exercise, and clean living. I have newfound, much needed clarity. I am pouring my energy into positive, meaningful art, music, clothing, design, and other ideas to help the world. I'm not asking for sympathy or a free pass, though I aspire to earn your forgiveness. I write today simply to ask for your patience and understanding as I find my way home. With love, Ye. Man, I don't know if AI wrote that or what, but that's a good ass apology, bro. It's a tough one, man. I can't lie to you. It's definitely a tough one. I've had episodes of depression specifically. Never, I'm not bipolar. I don't have those type of issues. I don't have an autism thing. It's nothing like that. All of my faults come from me. They come from, the life that I've lived, the traumas I've seen, but mainly they are just my own issues with my own discipline, my own thought process, and things that I'm going through. I don't know how it is to feel those ways. I got a cousin who he just got on these meds, not just got it, but more recently, later in life, he got on these meds that helped him with these. He was like, when I was young, I used to feel pain all over my body. And that's why I just was always mad. And because he just used to do things. I was like, what is going on, bro? You tripping. And people like, he autistic, he this, he that. But like, when we were chilling recently, bro he was just like, yeah, I had other things that just was going on at that time. Like, obviously, he a little different, but you don't know what people really feeling or what people going through. Man, it's tough to just give him a pass, obviously. But truth be told, he don't need a pass from us. He need a pass from, and I know people not gonna like me saying this, but Kim, North, Chicago, Saint. That's who we need the pass from. You don't need the pass from us. Like, it sucks that maybe his music career might be gone. But, nigga, you got so much more life to live. You got so much more here for you. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, man, is it seems like there was somebody who was illegally giving him nitrous oxide, and a doctor specifically, or who was bringing in nitrous oxide and having this nigga hooked to drugs. And it almost seemed like they was trying to either do like some type of like kill him and have him sign his money all over to them so that they have his money or some shit like that, bro. I don't know how true it is, but I've heard some very fucked up things, especially about the dentist who put those chrome grills in his mouth. I heard that nigga was a fucking con artist, bro. So, and I heard he been selling that nigga nitrous oxide this whole time. Allegedly, right? That's what you gotta say, allegedly. I'm just saying.